Welcome back, Guardians, to another Destiny 2 video. My name is Immorality, and I'll be your host for today's video. Today we're going to be reacting to the new Witch Queen trailer, Savathun's Throne World. Alright, this is a little bit late, but I kind of fell asleep yesterday. I really wanted to put this out yesterday, and I had school all day, so I couldn't really do this until now. So I'm going to be giving my reaction first to the trailer, and then I'll be going through and analyzing and see what's in store. So I'm not gonna pause the first time, and forgive me if I don't catch everything. Yeah, I'm not gonna delay this any further and just start it. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Guardian, do you read me?
All right.
We're here, Ikora.
Already, the throne world looks absolutely beautiful.
We're in the domain.
All right.
Things are never what they
Okay, that's creepy. I love that. Oh, Oryx vs. Akka. All right. Are we getting more books of Sar in the actual game? Okay. Okay, Chiller, you're gonna need to slow down again. Expose her lies. This is the ability we saw before. We all already seen this area. This is the temple. Oh, new barricade.
Tell me, oh honored guest.
Oh, are we dying? Let's go. Destiny ended. Oh, she has. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense for Savathun to have.
This throne world is indistinguishable from my own mind.
All right. What is that? What was that?
Step taken.
Oh.
Every bullet fired.
Okay, this area looks awesome. I can already tell that's gonna be one of my favorite areas. Yo, that is huge.
To turn around.
Oh. Yo, Savathun. Okay, wow. What is that? A steel striga. I'm gonna have to look that up. Alright, first impressions. That was way too fast for me to catch anything. We saw Scorn. I know there was a picture of Scorn at this like temple area. Hold on, not this temple area. This is like, by the way, this looks so beautiful. This is easily, I know it's small, but this is easily my favorite area so far. Yeah, look. This area, you can see in the architecture. But yeah, this is the area we actually saw like the picture of Scorns. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna go back from the start and play this out a bit more. So nothing out of the ordinary here. I mean, is that just a giant leaf? I'm not sure what that is. But seeing as this is very, very out there, this looks to be in like in the opposite direction of the, you know, the center, like the giant cereal bowl. That is like the center of the throne world or whatever. Like the main thing you can see, really. And honestly, like, that's kind of like one of the main things. The thing is about Europa, like you can see different landmarks with the skyboxes, but it's really barely noticeable unless you really are on some high ground. Europa, it didn't feel like there was anything, like in the patrol areas, it didn't feel like there was anything that made it out to be especially special. No structure or anything. A majority of Europa is kind of like tucked to the sides. You know, Reeds Reborn, Eternity, Glassway, and whatnot. Those areas, although they're awesome, those are kind of like the memorable parts of Europe, but not the patrol spaces. So if you're just in the patrol spaces and you can already see like the raid and like the center, almost like I imagine like the center of the throne world is almost like a city, right? Or that's kind of like what I imagine, and like there's like it's built up of like several gardens, whatnot. We see different landmarks, and that's the thing, and it's really gonna give you like a scale of the throne world, which is what I'm excited for. And this, I don't think this is like a Taken Blight or anything. I think this is actually, hold on, let me go to Bungie's store. Alright, you guys might think I'm mad for going to Bungie's store. Like, what does this have anything to do with the trailer? But here. In the wake of Savathun's return, Ikora and the Hidden have launched an investigation into what happened and why. Desperate for answers, the Hidden turn to you for help, providing you with a few mysterious artifacts and a strange device that can tap into the powers of the darkness. And I think that's going to be the main key here. Whatever this device is, and I'm thinking these alchemy sets are based on the hidden too. So whatever this all is, it's allowing us to see this. It's like this speck of light surrounded by the darkness. And I think it's whatever the device we have that's allowing us to see this. And we already saw the rocket launcher before. That seems to be a new pulse. We already have this ghost. Armor looks sick, by the way. I saw like some lily pads flash by. Hold on. All right. So let's see. Lily pads. And then blossoms. Maybe this is like representative of the range of the throne world. So you have the swamps, you know, with the lily pads. And you can see like the cherry blossoms take over kind of like the gardeny areas. We see this giant hole. It kind of reminds me of the thing in Nessus. I think with the throne world, they're going to be playing a lot more with height and just more verticality and like going down underground, like straight up underground, different patrol zones. I think that's going to be interesting. Regional chest. So I'm not sure if this is a patrol. You can go here. I can't really tell. And if this is like supposed to be our way down, but I think these platforms we're clearly supposed to be walking on them. There's some flames down there. Maybe this is the way we kind of have to go to the underworld. I'm not sure. This looks awesome. Well, we have a fusion rifle, I think that is. You can tell by like the shape here. We can see like the trees here. They're very clearly swampy. And you can see the walls here. This honestly gives me like Dreaming City vibes. And you can see there's kind of like a breach here. And we can see, I think this is kind of like a connecting path between the gardens. I think that might be the cereal bowl over there, but I'm not sure. Either way, I think this is like the connecting pathway to the gardens. And this is going to be leading out to the swamp. I think there's a few, like we saw this scorn, so maybe there is, and we know there's a 6-player activity coming called Conflict Eternal. It's on the Witch Queen website, or not the website, Bungie site, talking about Witch Queen. Might be scorn based, I'm not sure, but clearly there is some sort of conflict happening here already, even without our interference. So there's already something else happening here, and I think that's gonna be we're gonna be investigating that during the campaign. I think this is the room we first meet Savathun in, and it was part of the Game Awards trailer, which is all cited to be part of the first mission. So we are going into here during the first mission, and that's when the hunter things happen. Whenever the hunter gets captured by Savathun, and we get to see the clones. Nothing to say about here other than obviously it looks beautiful. I love the lighting. I love the texture. Honestly, it all looks really unique. And we see that portal thing. I think we see it again later. I'm not really sure what that is, but clearly this is in a different part. Maybe this is a kind of like a campaign gimmick. Maybe it's Savathun's eye, because we can see like here's an eye, and in the bottom 2 corners there's also like a quarter of a circle. So maybe we'd assume there'd be an eye here and an eye here, kind of like how Savathun has 3 eyes, and this does look like an eye. I think this is a low zone. You can see some enemies going there. This, like, we can see this building. It kind of looks like it looks very like a Gothic cathedral. It looks very different from typical Hive architecture, even if they use the same kind of textures, but still it almost looks like coral, and like that by itself gives it a really unique vibe. Something else that's catching my eye here is this statue, and I think we've already seen these statues around several times, but I think this might be Zivarath, and we definitely saw a Oryx statue fighting Akka, and her siblings are still a part of her identity. In this trailer, Savathun does say that the throne world is the same thing as her mind, and I think this could be representative of how, you know, her still existing love for, or possibly still existing love for her siblings, because Hive love, or it's not conveyed in a very typical manner, to say the least. This kind of like reminds me of the Scarlet Keep. You know, the Scarlet Keep, where, you know, the portion of the strikes where you just have to stand on the plates. You can see the circular here. There's possibly another one here. And okay, this looks so awesome. I love how high it is. We don't usually get areas that are very high. I hope this is not too deep, locked away after you're done with the campaign type of area. I hope this is something more in the central parts of the destination. Are those stairs? I can't, or is that just lamps? Those looks like stairs. Why would the stairs be on the wall? Typical thrall just eating. You can see a cursed thrall in the background eating too. Okay, this, I'm hoping that they bring more stuff like this. Environment that changes. It just looks so creepy with the statue. That is so awesome. It's almost like Savathun is just like leading us on our way. And then, oh, here we go. This, again, is an awesome statue. And it might be Savathun's way to really show that, like, they're still part of her identity. I'm not sure why would she have Oryx fighting Akka? Why is that specifically so important? They can't just gloss over this. This is a key event in the Books of Sorrow, and honestly, I really hope that they use the Books of Sorrow, or like, no, they use Savathun to tell aspects of the Books of Sorrow so that we can get a better understanding of her character in the actual story and not have to rely on the lore. Hopefully something like we got with Varix, right? Him explaining his society, right? The Elixni society. But it'd really be interesting if we kind of get a more sympathetic side to Savathun. Can't just gloss over this. They really have to mention the Books of Sorrow in some way, or the lore at least from the Books of Sorrow. Not everything. I don't want a Books of Sorrow adaptation in The Witch Queen. I just want, you know, it to not just be lore anymore. Alright, just a bunch of thrall. Why is the warlock rifting inside of a bubble? Why do they make us look so dumb? Explore Savathun's throne world, and I can tell this is already chemistry. We've had this several times in several trailers. Bunch of like chemistry stuff, and usually doesn't lead to anything, so I'm not gonna bother with this. Alright, this looks like a like, it doesn't have the cathedral thing, right? I think from the point of view that we were, like, you know, in the load zone where we're coming in from, we couldn't see the front portion of this, so we were, I think that other garden would be somewhere here. And speaking of the cereal bowl, I'm thinking this is gonna be something like Greece Reborn, but like, although it's like huge on the surface, I think there's gonna be just a massive body of water up there, and you're gonna have to travel along there to like one narrow pathway until the boss arena. But I can't make out anything else here. Like, this has to be really far away from the load zone. And if we're actually like circling around this thing, like, how huge is this area actually gonna be? And we know we're actually gonna go up there, so we're gonna have to find a way to get up there. And I hope it's not just a one-time thing, really. Yeah. Alright, Scorn again, playing along with the verticality, height. This looks to be underground. We can see kind of like cave, like rock formations. I don't think this is like a lost sector. I'm interested to see what the Scorn are all about. With the Shattered Realm, we do know that they're developing their own culture. So I think that's kind of very intentional, and they want to rebrand the Scorn into something new, and maybe kind of like this jungly theme for the Scorn, instead of their, like, you know, the Elixir counterpart where they're kind of like pirates or space pirates building stuff out of scrap. And this, I think this is the area where we're gonna go into crafting. We can see, like, there's stairs here, right? So maybe this is the entrance to the raid as well. As we can see, like up here, it's the same texture as the pyramids, and we can see it's like slanted, so we're inside something triangular, and that could very well be a pyramid, like a portion of the pyramid ship or the pyramid ship itself. This could easily be a raid entrance or something, but I don't think we're gonna get that close to the actual pyramid until raid launch. And then we have this lava area. We can see there's definitely more platforms. That looks like a plate, so we're gonna have to find a way to travel. Alright, expose her lies. And we already saw this ability. I think it might have a new animation this time around. And we can see the Titan is doing this, and I think this might be related to the hidden device, or they can tap into the power of darkness or whatever. And we can see these things from Pit of Heresy. That actually looks awesome. And there's beacons, kind of remind me of Shattered Realm, but I'm not sure what are they doing there. And are these kind of like elevators you go up here and down here or something, or vice versa? Either way, Taken King platforming, classic. We can see the same thing. This kind of like the temple area where the Scorn were first showed, and this is the new barricade. Obviously, the reason they have a new animation is because in PvP, obviously, they need to make it look different enough so that people can recognize, oh yeah, that guy has a void barricade that gives him an overshield, right? And I think that's a really good idea. That it's not just a typical barricade. Yeah, and it obviously looks cool in PvE too. If you don't know, that barricade is supposed to give you an overshield. Yeah, we can see the Xivu Arath statue again. That sword looks amazing. I'm so excited to explore the throne world. That's kind of like one of the first things I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna walk around, man. During the campaigns, I'm gonna take my sweet time with the campaign. I'm gonna stay off the internet, man. But you see the clone spawn, and they kind of look very light-ish. But here, so the hunter falls down to the ground, and then in the next frame, you can see there's a ritual happening, and these guys are glowing more bluish, and you can see each of them spawning in runes. I'm not sure, are they siphoning our light, or what are they doing? What is Savathun doing? I think this is just confirmation that Savathun is looking at you. She can see you anywhere. Or maybe that's just the transition into this. Yeah, we see this eye again. I think that's definitely Savathun's eye. Like, we can see the hive statues, they're kind of worshipping this flower. Some say that these flowers are from the Black Garden. I'm not certain about that. I'm not sure, but it would be interesting, especially now with Savathun, you know, siding with the light. I think this is actually on Mars on the Halo ship, because we saw this in the Game Awards trailer, which I, in fact, have a video coming up this weekend or before that, actually, depending on how I edit things. Hopefully before or during the weekend at least. But again, these statues look amazing. I love them. And we can see, okay, so this is what I was talking about. So you can see this narrow walkway and water. Oh, you can actually see the, on each corner of the cereal bowl, there is a thingy. Before, I was talking about the garden, about the perspective of the cereal bowl, but I think that might actually be a bit false now, because each corner now has a front. I didn't think about that. So potentially there's a walkway and you can cross. Okay, so you see how it's zooming in here? We can see Savathun's thingy. So this is all skybox, but this is actually a full model, and we can see trees here. So there's a location here. This might actually be the final boss arena for the Witch Queen or just like a story mission, but we can see the walkway again here, more zoomed in. Honestly, Throne World looks amazing. And this, what is this? Maybe this is also a part of like the hidden device, because it says it can tap into the powers of the darkness. Do we just kind of like mine out a portion of the pyramid ship? We can see this platform over here. It's kind of similar to, you know, Garden of Salvation, the ending. The pyramid ship kind of like pops out there and you go there to find the Veil statue. But the bottom looks like a pyramid, but like the top, it's kind of like see-through, and then there's an orb. All right, this looks like an SMG, and I love SMG. I think they're my favorite primary to use. And this looks like a scout, maybe. I think this is the fusion rifle and sidearm. All right, more statues. And here's the thing, you see at the top here, I noticed. Also, notice how this hive is glowing. In the awards trailer, we see some hive glowing. Maybe there's like some kind of ritual where some hive are chosen to ascend to the light. The glowing ones are kind of like more special ones, I guess. But here they're praying, and at the back, we can see Savathun's little crown hat from her oversoul. It's similar to the one over here, and we saw it in the original gameplay trailer that we definitely saw her oversoul in the inside of a building as well. All right, this just chef's kiss. I love this architecture. Awesome. And also like the weapons, it kind of looks like like with the scope and everything, this kind of looks like Eyes of Tomorrow and then meets the Deepstone Crypt weapons. Honestly, it's a beautiful mix, and I really honestly looks really cool. I think these weapons are kind of inspired by the hidden again. See more scorn. Alright, from here, we can see the rock formations here. We're clearly underground, and there's a lot of locations like this where it seems we're going actually beneath the surface, and I think that's kind of like a recurring theme. There's going to be these different holes, and like there's going to be structures, buildings, or whatnot beneath the surface of the Throne World. Kind of like what Europa was trying to do, but instead they just kind of tucked them to the sides, really. We see the portal eye thing again for like the third time. I don't know why, but I keep thinking of Atrax when I see this. See, what is that statue? I have no idea. But yeah, look at this building over here. It definitely looks like a cathedral, and we can definitely see there's areas here like this. I think we're gonna be having like a semicircle of areas here. That's actually pretty huge. on top of the swamps, and potentially loading zones on Mars and the actual ship itself. I'm saying this might be, I don't want to overestimate the size of this throne world, but personally, like, they're really trying to sell, like, whenever they have a DLC, right, Bungie wants to market something that they put the most time towards, right? So for example, with Beyond Light, they put everything into Stasis, I think, and Europa, and they really advertise that a lot, and they really put a lot of talk into that. Not as much about the actual story, or I feel like not as much as they could have. Their main marketing is the campaign, right? The campaign and the actual throne world. Very bare bones for a DLC, right? But no, not very bare bones, but that's kind of like the base DLC, you know, campaign and a destination. But they're really priding themselves in that base. And I definitely think this might be the best destination we've gotten so far. And this moving bell looks amazing. I think this actually might be on top of one of the 4 little locations at the top of the like one of the 4 corners of the cereal bowl in the throne world. But okay. And oh yeah, I just noticed, you see all those statues on the stairway? I think those might tell a story. A lot of these abstract statues is just so cool. I love that, and hopefully they tell a bit more of a story than just be creepy. But even if they don't, I'm not gonna be disappointed. Alright, moving on. Okay, Hunter Super Tine. You can see in the background, this is a part of the watery area. And here we go. Savathun and the Lucid Brood. I don't think the Witch always looked like that. And also, here they look regularly sized, but the one in the Game Awards trailer looked absolutely massive. So I'm not certain how, like, do they have different scales? I'm not sure. It ends with this. The voice actor Savathun, you're doing an absolutely amazing job so far. Might be one of the clearest look we've had at the SMG. I definitely feel like I'm gonna love this SMG a lot. I love the design, but it kind of looks like Spider-ish. I think that's really it. Thank you all for coming. Again, I have a video coming up sometime during the weekend, I hope. But with that said, if you enjoyed the video, like the video, you know, subscribe, do all that stuff. With that said, that's it. See ya.